Hey artists, so good to see you. So today we're going to be doing something super cool. I think that you probably like these really cool shoes. They're called Vans. And I discovered that there's this amazing Native American artist who actually does beading on Vans. So we're going to study her artwork. You're going to get to see her. She's actually going to show you exactly what she does. And then we're going to get inspired and create our own designs about ourselves on a pair. Now, I can't give you a real pair. I wish I could. But we're going to draw out. I'm going to show you how to draw out your own pair of Vans. And you're going to get to design them however you would love to do that. Now for our younger students, I'm going to show you how to do a t-shirt design. So totally same idea, but we're going to take a little bit of a more simple shape and we're going to outline a t-shirt and we're going to create our designs that way. So excited for another class where we get to study and go explore all about Native American artwork, and I'll walk you right through it. Okay, so let's start with creating like a blank Van sneaker, like those cool slip-on sneakers like Charlene Holy Bear creates with the Native American symbols and design patterns. So an easy way to do this, I'm going to start with doing the top view, like you're looking down from like bird's eye view. I'm going to start with making almost like a peanut shape. So I'm going to go around the top. It gets a little wider at the top, thinner in the middle, and I'm going to go around the bottom. And that creates kind of like a peanut shape, okay? And then we're going to start to add the inside of the shoe. So with these cool Van shoes, they come up, they come around at the top, they come up, and they come around, okay? Now we have to create the side of the shoe. So I'm going to continue that line going around and connecting. And then they do have this like little area. You could even make little lines like that. That'll look kind of like the stitches. Really get fancy here. Okay, and then we're going to do the side view. Okay, so the side view, we're going to take the same idea here. We're going to let's start with the bottom. So I'm going to give you the very bottom line of our shoe. Okay, now the Vans, they have a nice thick bottom sole. So we're going to make a nice thick line going across there. Okay, the next line I'm going to do is the back of the shoe. Boop. Okay. And then we're going to create this line that's going to come down. It's going to go back up. So it's kind of creating this shape. And then we're going to go down and connect. All right, so now let's add some details to make them really look like Vans. So we're going to create a line that comes here. And here. Okay, and then they also have this part. And they also have this part in the back. Okay, so now you have your template. Now is the fun part. We're going to design our shoe to represent ourselves. So like Charlene Holy Bear, she used her culture. She used Native American symbols. She used what she felt represented her. Let's think about what represents us, and let's put those things into our shoes. So they sort of are like showing who we are. Now what she does is she uses that checkerboard pattern that's already on these shoes and then creates within that pattern, turns it into her own expression of her culture. You are welcome to use the checkerboard pattern. I'm going to show you how to do it in case you want to, but you're also free to design these in any way that really represents who you are. So let's say that you want to do the checkerboard pattern. So first thing I'm going to do is give myself that, this will be like the white part of the sole, which I have here. Okay, then from there, I'm going to start to make lines across. And I did curve it. I made a little bit of a curved line because that follows the shape of the curve of the shoe. Okay, so I'm making a curved line. It's not straight across. It curves. Okay, and then I'm going to keep going across. Okay, so now I have the beginning of my checkerboard, and I could keep going behind the back, but I'm going to show you here. All right, and now I'm going to follow. This line is going to be curved too. I'm going to go curve, curve, but now I'm going to go straight because I'm at the very top of that shoe. Watch this. Now I'm going to curve the other way. Curve and curve. Okay. Now to create your checkerboard, you're going to shade in every other square. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so my design that I'm going to do, I'm going to create the checkerboard, but then within the white spots, that's where I'm going to put my own designs. Now your checkerboard could be any color too. I'm doing a black one, just mostly so I can show you how to make the checkerboard. You could do any color, just like Vans come in with those checkerboard patterns in so many colors. You could use any color. So I colored every other block so far. Okay, black, white, black, white, black, white. All right, now this is the trick with the checkerboard. You don't color the one above it. You color the one diagonal to it. Remember our diagonal dance? I will always remind you of that because that is just so fun. So we're going to start with black, white, black, skip one, and then black, and then skip one. Okay, that's creating that checkerboard. Okay, so let's do over here. I went to the diagonal. I didn't go above it. Black, white, black, white, black, white. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to create the same thing. Okay, diagonal. Leaving that white and then creating that checkerboard across. I'm not going to create a checkerboard across my whole shoe because I just want to leave more space for like my creativity area. That's going to really show who I am. So I'm going to do the checkerboard across the top, and then I'm going to leave this area in the back for other designs. Okay, so I'm skipping that one. Okay, now I'm going diagonal. Now this just gets tricky because some of that is not there, but I don't want to color that one because that's right above that black square. So I skipped and I went to this one. So it's always the one that's diagonal. Okay, so this is diagonal. And that's it. So that gives me my checkerboard pattern on the top of my shoe. But that doesn't tell me anything about who I am. So now I need to start thinking about what I want to add in here to show who I am or what my culture is all about or my family. Just, you know, you want your shoe like our artist Inspiration did. We want our shoe to show who we are. So I know I've told you this about me before. I'm going to tell you again. I love gardening and I love flowers. So within my white spaces, I'm going to create like different types of flowers, kind of filling that, describing a little bit about me. Okay, I'm going to throw some other things in there to describe me or things that I feel strongly about. Okay, so like maybe over here, you know, I might put hearts throughout this. This one over here gets some hearts. Okay, I've got flowers, I've got hearts. I'm gonna make a peace sign over here. So these are symbols that mean things for me. And I can add little unique little things to them. I can make symbols that maybe you don't even have to tell anyone else what they mean. They might just mean something for you. That's kind of nice. Okay. So just adding things in here that are going to describe who you are. Okay, let's see. And remember about unity, you can repeat designs throughout. You don't have to come up with a new one for all your squares. And you might not even be making a checkerboard, and that is fine too, because you're doing something else. So you decide how you want to create your design for your vans. And get those designs on there. Ta-da. So around the outside of my shoe, I just like covered that with flowers. That is one thing that really, I feel so relaxed when I'm around flowers. It's one thing we as a family, we always plant a garden together. So I feel like that's something that really describes me. I'm just adding the last of my checkerboard in the front here. And then we'll go into designing the side and adding color. Okay, so my top view is all decorated. I am all ready. I wish I could put these on my feet right now. They're so fun. The only other thing I did is I thickened up this line. Kind of shows the inside, the inside of the shoe. Okay, so now we get to do the side view. So you're gonna want to continue like what you did on this one. You're gonna want to do it on here. Unless you have too many ideas and you want to design a whole new shoe, okay? And you would just like, I want to do a whole new thing. Who cares? You could do that because it's art, and you know, the more ideas, the better. If you decide you want to do the same thing and you want to learn how to do the checkerboard pattern again, that's what I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to show you that in case you really are into that checkerboard pattern, but you're like, how do I do it on the side? Well, it is actually the exact same thing you did on the top. Okay, I did make a bit of a curvy line. It just barely curves, just to show that it is the side of that shoe. Okay, and then I gotta do the line that is going to create the squares. Okay, so I'm gonna go across. I'm gonna go across. Okay, and then we'll do one more. Okay, and then I'll have my checkerboard pattern on my shoe. I just have to remember, I gotta color in the diagonals. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. So I'm going across diagonally and coloring in those squares to create that pattern. So diagonal, diagonal. get to add those symbols or things that describe you, make them super unique to you. So when we look at these, we're like, oh, I can tell what you're all about, or I can tell things that you are interested in, or I can tell about your family or your culture. And like we said before, with a culture, what describes your culture? It could be things that you as a family do together. It could be things that you like to eat together. A lot of times food can describe a culture. So think about what describes you. Let's add that into our shoe. Ooh, didn't mean to rhyme there, but I did. So there we go. So I'm going to start, like I told you before, lots of flowers are happening in here. And, I'll throw a leaf in here. I'm doing the same symbols that I've used over there, unless I come up with some new ones that I want to use. Okay. And just, think as you're doing this. Use it to describe who you are. That color in, continue to make it all about you, your culture, your family, and keep it going. day making artwork to express yourself, just like the Native American artwork that we studied. All about expressing ourselves and showing who we are and and showing our culture through our artwork. It's amazing stuff. So I'm so excited that you were able to do that with me today. And I would love it if you could do a Flipgrid video. So do a Flipgrid video. Show me what you made. I would love to see it. All right. Thanks, everyone.